So how's the real estate market? That's the question I get asked the most as a real estate agent. So let's talk about it. My name is Ryan Welty and I'm a realtor with Windermere Pacific West Properties here in Salem, and welcome to my February 2023 Salem, Oregon real estate market update. While this is a complicated topic, I want to break it down for you and give you just the highlights in this short video. If you want to dive deeper into this topic, look in the description for a link to Redfin's housing data. The majority of the data that I'm using comes from our local MLS, which is the Willamette Valley Multiple Listing Service. While some of the data does come from Redfin, and a few of the tips come from Matthew Gardner, Windermere's chief economist. Let's start with an overview of the market, and then we'll discuss what it means for sellers and buyers in our area. There are many different measurements we can look at to figure out the state of the real estate market, but to keep it concise, I've stuck to just 4 in this video. First off, our median sales price is $405,000 at the end of January 2023. Looking at the right side of this graph, it might appear that our home values have dropped significantly, but it is actually still 5.7% higher than it was last year at the same time. While it is $32,000 down from the peak that occurred in July of 2022. On the same metric, let's look at Redfin's data. Redfin's housing data averages together a wider area in their Salem Metro category. So the values here are a little bit higher than what we see in our local listing, but that's because they use different houses in their averages. But I want to look less at the exact numbers and more at the trend that we see when the data is stacked like this. The difference between these years in the graph is the appreciation of your home's value. In 2020, 21, and 22, these values are spread out between 10 and 20%. Most industry professionals will agree that this growth, while it might have been great for sellers at the time, is unsustainable in the long run. This year, home prices are higher than they were last year, but not by much. Like I noted earlier, only 5.7% above this time last year. The next few months will tell us if we stay above this line and with positive appreciation, or if we dip below this line and go into a declining market. Personally, I think home values will stay close to this line, plus or minus 5%. But no one really knows what's going to happen yet, and only time will tell. While the real estate market is seasonal, and I expect to see fewer sales during the holidays and in the winter months, this season has dipped below what we have been accustomed to in recent memory. In January, we have only had 110 closings in the entire month, which is a low that we have not seen since 2014. At this point, I'm not alarmed by this number, but again, we're going to have to wait and see what happens in the future and see if this number rebounds as the spring market hits. Sorry guys, it's raining, I'm moving to under a tree. List price and sales price ratios have been dropping in our market from record highs of 104.1% in 2021 and 103.7% in April of 2022. Currently, we're at 99.6, which is close to the rolling average that we see from 2015 to 2020, which was then considered a good market. For our local market, the last metric I want to look at is the inventory. This measurement is made by dividing the total number of closed sales by the number of active listings at the end of the month. The result of this calculation gives us the theoretical amount of time it would take for all the houses on the market to sell if no new houses came on the market. During the pandemic, this number fell way below 1, which indicates a very strong seller's market. And this number did not rise above 1 until April of 2022. Since last year at this time, the inventory has increased significantly by 263%, from 0.8 months to 2.9 months inventory, which, as you can tell, happened very suddenly in the middle of the summer. So, what does all this mean for you? Well, the unsatisfying answer is it's different for everybody. For homeowners, you're going to want to consider your low interest rate that you probably have if you refinanced in the last few years or if you purchased in the last few years. An interest rate below 4% is something that's probably not going to happen for several years now. A lot of these homeowners would rather keep their current rate than move to a new house and increase their payment. On the other hand, if you have a lot of equity in your home and you want to downsize or just change locations, interest rates probably will not be a problem for you, and it might be a good time for you due to the low inventory volume. Either way, houses in the area are still holding on to their value that they've gained over the past few years. But with the shift from a seller's market to a balanced market, you're going to want to find a professional agent that can advise you on price, marketing, and different ways to attract buyers to your property. The market is split for buyers right now. It is an excellent opportunity for buyers with cash that do not need to finance their entire purchase. With the expanded seasonal slowdown, cash buyers will be able to locate a property with little to no competition. And they may be able to negotiate terms, a rate buy down, or even closing costs if they need it. On the other hand, this is a tough market for first-time home buyers or buyers that don't have cash and need to finance most or all of their purchase. Since our housing prices have appreciated so much over the past few years, even a 2-bedroom, 1-bath starter home is now over $300,000, at least if you're looking for a decent one in our market. While it's still possible for buyers in our lower price points to find a house, they'll also be facing more competition than they would in other price ranges. Either way, you're going to want a knowledgeable realtor by your side so they can help you navigate the market and negotiate the best terms in your offer. Windermere's chief economist, Matthew Gardner, summed up his recent 2023 housing forecast with the thought of a transition year, and I wanted to end with this thought also. The COVID pandemic caused major changes in the real estate market, and we saw unsustainable growth for several years, with the average home price going up 10 to 20% in 2022, 21, and 2020. In the fall of 2022, we saw some turbulence as the market shifted from an extreme seller's market to more of a balanced market, with the sudden rise of interest rates. We are still in some turbulent times as we wait for interest rates to settle down and wait to see what happens as the spring market picks up. This turbulence we are feeling could last for a few more months, or it could last through the end of the year. Either way, I expect the market to normalize as interest rates settle to the 5s and 4s, and buyers accept the fact that a 3% interest rate was an anomaly, not the normal. Thanks for watching my 2023 February market update for Salem, Oregon. If you want to know everything there is to know about living here in Salem, Oregon, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release new content. Again, my name is Ryan Welty, and I'm a real estate agent with Windermere Real Estate. And I love working with people just like you who are thinking of moving to Salem, Oregon. So whether you're thinking of moving in 10 days or 100 days, feel free to give me a call, text, or an email. I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Salem, Oregon.